Hey everyone, it's D9 here with camerasharp.com at Rock Canyon Studios. I'm going to show you today the basics of Logic Pro X, my favorite digital audio workstation. The way I always start is with an empty project, but there's also options for multi-track recording, songwriter, electronic, and hip-hop, and I think there's a few more, but this is the basic way that Logic Pro X comes, and so that's how I want to show everyone, because I'm not sure if everyone has all the additional content. So we're going to come here with an empty project. And for me, I produce a lot of electronic music and hip-hop beats, and so I want to have a bunch of software instruments here. I usually start with about 5 software instruments. That's just the way I like to do it. So we've got 5 here, and we're just going to run through and show you kind of a couple different instruments, a couple different things that we need in order to make Logic a really good experience. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at is just the different instruments that we have. We have the drum kit designer, the FM synth, a bunch of different synthesizers here that you have to work, a vocoder, sampler, which is very important. We have the external instrument if you want to actually record something. We have a retro synth, sculpture, which is a modeling synth that's amazing, ultra beat, the organ, electric piano, and a clav. These are all really super nice. We could go through all of these, but that's going to be for a different video where we actually look at all of the instruments. We're just looking at the basics. So when you want to choose a different instrument, you have all these to choose from. It's very nice. It's super easy to use. One thing that's really nice about Logic Pro 10 is the MIDI effects that we have. You have an arpeggiator, chord trigger, modifier, modulator, note repeater, randomizer, scripter, transposer, and velocity processor. Now the one I like the most is the arpeggiator. And we're actually going to bring up an instrument right now so we can just show you that. I'll bring up the ES2. Just a basic. But we can see that normally when you don't have this on, you just get just a basic note, but you turn on that arpeggiator. It also has, you know, the up and down if you want to play a chord. The randomizer. Super nice. And you also have the ability to change the rate. So it's super cool. I really like that. So that's something new in Logic Pro 10 that I've really learned to love. And then we have a bunch of different audio effects here. We have the amps and pedals. I really love this pedal board, so I'm going to bring it up here and show you. Super cool. You get to really like build a different pedal board and turn on and off all your different effects. Super nice if you want to model some guitar stuff. And then also we have in here the amp designer, which is really super cool. You can choose through like a bunch of different amps to run your stuff through, and you can hear that it gives it like almost like a guitar sound, so which is super nice. And then there's also a bass amp in there. We're not going to really look through that. We have a bunch of different delay options, which are amazing. I love them. Different distortion like the Bit Crusher, which is nice for my 8-bit stuff. Dynamics. You know, compressors, expanders, limiters, multipressors, the EQs. The EQ is really new in this, so I kind of want to show you that as well. It looks really nice. This is like what a lot of the professional mastering software looks like. They really modeled some of the best in the industry, which is super nice. There's a lot of good tools here. You're going to have a lot of fun using that. It's going to make your music sound great. And we'll go through and look at a couple of the other effects here. We have a bunch of different filters, which can be great for building on dubstep or house songs. But about imaging, which is kind of new, where you get to see all of the different, you know, the way that your stuff is actually spreading through stereo or maybe even multi-output units. And then metering, which is great. Modulation, we have the chorus, you know, all the basic things that you have here. Pitch, the pitch corrector, which is sweet. The vocal transformer, these are to get your auto-tune sounds. And then really good reverb, the space designer's coming back, which has always been a great feature in Logic. And then we've got specialized, you know, you have the speech enhancer, the sub bass, and you have the test oscillators, the gain, I/O. So that's pretty much all of your effects, which are really, really nice. And then you have a library with a bunch of really awesome presets. And then you also have your library of a bunch of loops. We don't really have a lot of time to look through all of those, but we do have a library of a ton of really cool loops and presets. And then if we want to take a look here at the mixer setup, we see that it's really really color coordinated well. There's a lot of use of different bus mixing, which is very important. And those are pre-made with a lot of the channel strips that we have, which gives us a really professional sound. And overall, you know, the recording for Logic X is very easy to use. Let's turn off this arpeggiator and we'll just show you a quick little example. It's super easy, just come up here, hit record. Anyway, you see that comes in here with the ability to really look at everything you made on a very easy to change grid, or piano roll as they call it, and you can actually select all of it and quantize that to the beat you're using and just move things around, make it longer, make it shorter, you even get rid of it. But it's super nice. And then, you know, you can take these, you can loop them, you can make them shorter, loop them that way. There's a lot of different things here. These are pretty much all the basics of Logic, some things that I really like. We're going to go more into depth on a lot of the different features that Logic has to offer, but these are pretty much some really basic and very important parts of Logic that you want to take a look at. Hope you guys learned a little bit here. Once again, thanks to camerasharp.com and Rock Canyon Studios. This is D9. Go out there and get working on those songs on Logic X.